Hello everyone. Today I'm going to make a fall craft. Even though we're in the peak of hot summer months, I'm going to make a fall craft because if you're a crafter like me and you make for craft shows, you need to start early. So now's the time we start doing some fall crafts. So I'm using the bamboo cutting board from the Dollar Tree, and this is the larger size. I'm really happy that they came out with a larger size. And then I'm using this wood cutout from Wholesale Decor and More, and I'll put a link to that below the video. This is actually a popsicle, but I'm going to use it as a pumpkin. So to start out with, I am going to paint this board, and I got this new roller set, so we're gonna try this out. See how this works on a little bit bigger surface. Even though this isn't really that big, I'm gonna try it anyway. This looks too fun. So this just goes in there, obviously. There we go. And I'm going to paint this linen color by Folk Art Paint. So let's give it a start. And I need to get more of this. There's not a lot left in my bottle. Should be enough to do this. And it's gonna go on pretty nice and even, I can tell. Just need a little bit more. Definitely goes on nice and smooth with this roller. I don't know if it makes it easier, because I think it would be quicker with just a little foam dauber or even just a regular foam paintbrush or any kind of paintbrush. But I'm liking this. It's easy. It's not messy. And it's definitely going on nice and smooth. And I'm trying to decide how thick I want my layer, or if I want some of those lines to come through. I kind of like it. I'm going to leave it just like that and going to give that a good dry. Okay, I gave that a quick dry, and I'm going to set that aside. And I also rinsed out my little roller, and it came out perfect, so that's good to know. Okay, so now I'm going to paint my pumpkin. Sometimes from the laser cutter, there's some black all around the edge, so I think I'm just kind of going to wipe that off a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paint it. This is Pure Orange by Folk Art, so just a basic orange. And I'm just going to use my foam makeup sponge. No, I'm going to use my foam dauber that I got from Dollar Tree on this. My goodness, it doesn't want to come down. And give that a quick dry, and then I might put on a little bit more, another coat. I do a little bit and then put the second coat on, and then I'm just gonna paint the stem this burnt umber color by Apple Barrel. I'm just gonna use a little makeup sponge. Kind of went off over the edge. kind of got too much on there, I think. Okay, I'm gonna dry this again. Okay, now I'm just gonna take my gator sander. You can get these just about anywhere. Amazon. This is where I got mine, is Amazon, but you can get them, I think, at Home Depot and Lowe's and places like that. Temu has them. Sure are handy, and they come with all kinds of sanding pieces. I'm just distressing it. Don't want it looking new. Oops. Better be careful what I'm grabbing. Okay. Now I'm just going to, I've got these little greenery pieces that I got at Walmart. So I'm just gonna cut off a couple different pieces, and those might be too big. No, I think they'll work. Probably put too much glue. And then I have these rusty stars, so I thought I'd put a star right in the middle of those leaves. Thought that would be cute. So it's kind of a bit funny. And before I do that, I think I'm going to use some Kiehl's Dark Sealing Wax. And I probably should have done this before I put the leaves on even. Just kind of making it look a little more rustic and weathered. And there goes my leaf. I do have too much glue. It's not. There we go. So it just kind of dark, it's that orange isn't so bright. Define the edges a little bit more. Maybe instead of the star, I think I'm just going to put a little bit of twine, a little twine bow. So I wrapped around my fingers twice actually, so then I'm just going to wrap it around the center there. And even though there's a lot of glue, I think I kind of need a little bit more glue. Be careful, it's hot. I just burned my finger a little bit. So I think that's it for the pumpkin. And with this board, I think I'm just going to put just a tiny bit of white, just regular acrylic paint on the edges, just a little bit. Just barely dry brushing it on. Just getting a tiny bit on the edge of my foam brush. Making a few longer streaks going down. And that's about it. That's all I'm going to do with that. Now I'm going to put a piece of this kind of a twine ribbon that I've got. I got it at the dollar store. Just trying to find a nice section of it here. I don't want all the folds in it. So I think I'm going to put it right across there. And I'll cut that off, that edge off when it's dry. And then I have a tiny piece of rickrack, it's brown. Thought that would look really cute on the top of that. I don't know if it needs it or not though. I think I will. I like finding little scraps that I can finish off using and it works perfect for a project. This is the last little piece of this rickrack that I have from left over from other projects. Just trying to get a thin line of glue. Don't need a lot. Lots of little glue strings. Just roll them up in balls and throw them away. So that'll be at the top. So I think I'm going to put my pumpkin here. And I might as well put a little bit of E6000 just for a good, strong, permanent hold. Sometimes if you have stains or paints, the hot glue will pop off in spots. So on most things I make, I use a little dab of this just to know that it's going to stay on. But this little tube is just about gone, and it's even kind of drying up. So it'll still work and be helpful, but darn, I need another glue stick in. There we go. Don't want this to dry. That's what I have so far. going to put some Spanish moss all along the bottom here. So let's get an amount that looks good first. And I love the looks of this, but oh, it's so messy to work with. Get a little bit more. Need my little finger protector. You can get these at Dollar Tree. I've burnt my fingers so many times. Okay. Now I'm going to kind of trim it up. Make sure it's stuck on there well. I really do need to get some new scissors. They're just Dollar Tree scissors and they work fine for most things, but they're getting a little on the dull side. Okay, that looks cute. Now, I've got these little blossoms. I got these at Hobby Lobby. And so I'm just going to use a few of these. Trying to figure out how I want to do this. And I got these little wire cutters on Amazon. They are great. So I don't think I want it that long. Oops. Yeah, I think that'll work. I get those glue strings everywhere, but thankfully they pick off pretty quick and easily. Now I think I'll put a couple of these down in there too. I'll cut this off. I think that's looking pretty. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to put a bow at the top here. So I'm using my mini Bodabra, and I just got this on Amazon. So I'm just going to put my thin jute twine there. And just got some, this is burlap. I have some burlap ribbon that I took some strings out of, and I saved them because it's a really thin twine that will be perfect for a lot of projects. So I'm just going to put a few of these together and maybe start out with these. And just kind of make some little loops, go back and forth. Let's see, I want to use some, this is just some ticking fabric that I tore off some strips of. So I will just do the same thing with this, making sure the pattern is, you know, on the top. And I just just have random strings and different items I'm going to use. So I'm just going to go back and forth. I have some of this. I bought a bundle of just random strings and ribbons at Hobby Lobby. And this was in it. And I like it a lot. So I think we'll just kind of go back and forth with that too. Let's see, maybe we'll put a little bit of yellow in. And maybe a few more of these. Let's do another bundle of 3. We'll kind of end with these. I want them to go down, the tails. Okay, that should be enough. And then you just bring up your twine up through the center of that thing and tie it in a knot and then lift it up. And then you can tie it in a bow. You can tie it in another knot on the back. And then leave it like that. Or I'm just going to tie a bow and add it into all the other pieces there. So now I'm just going to fluff it. Rearrange some of those loops, make sure all these ones show. Just arrange in the way I want everything. I want all the colors to show, if possible. That kind of brownish is kind of hiding. Just glue that on right there. And I'll trim it up when it's all set here. I kind of want some of them to hang down here a little longer. Not all of them, but just a couple. And I think I'm going to put a little more greenery, maybe. And last thing I'm going to do here in a moment is just, I printed some fall tags. I made all kinds of sayings like "It's fall, y'all," and "Cutest pumpkin in the patch," and things like that. And so I'm going to add one of them. I'm going to trim this up a little bit more. did I put my tags? Oh, here they are. So I made a bunch of these tags, and they are 3 by 1.5 inches. So I'm just gonna pick one of those. It's fall, y'all. Happy harvest. Fall's the greatest time of all. Pumpkin kisses and harvest wishes. Maybe that one we will use. So I'm going to rough this up, fold it and bend it. I'm going to use my scissors to really rough up the edges. Just want that weathered, old, used look. And then I'm going to use my Tim Holtz Distressing ink. And this color is Vintage Photo, and it's one of my favorites. Not everybody likes this grungy, distressed look, and so don't do this part if you don't, because it's not for everybody. But I do like that a lot. So I'm just trying to see where I'm going to stick that in. I think about right there. So I'm not even going to put a hole in it because it just looks like the hole is under there. So that will be fine. Putting it under there, but I want it to be able to be read. And last thing I'm going to do is put a little button on the top. I think I'm just going to use one of these small little round buttons that I have. And that turned out so cute. I hope you like it. I hope it inspires you to make something similar. I love using these surfaces from the Dollar Tree. So quick and easy to make cute crafts of any season. But I will put a link to the pumpkins below and all the items that I used. There will be links below that as well. And I appreciate you watching. I hope this, again, inspires you to make something similar. And please like and subscribe to my channel. And you have a whimsical day. Thank you so much.